relationships using the unit circle. All right, so we're going to start with secant of 120. Well, what is secant related to? Well, it's the reciprocal of cosine of 120. So I'm going to look and find that x value at 120. So I go down to my unit circle. I look here and I see my x value is negative 1/2. All right, so cosine of 120 is equal to negative 1/2. So that means secant of 120 is equal to negative 2. And I'm done with that one. So on to the next one. Cosecant, remember, that goes with sine of 180 degrees. All right, so let's go to now the y value at 180. And we look here and look at our y value. We're at 0, okay? So we're going to say, well, sine of 180 is equal to 0. Now you need to remember that 0 is really like 0 over 1, or 0 over any number. So now when I take the reciprocal of this, the reciprocal is going to give me 1 over 0. Well, 1 over 0 doesn't work, right? You can't divide by 0 because 1, you would be dividing by 0. You can't divide anything by 0. So that's actually going to be dne, which means that my answer here for cosecant is going to be does not exist. Okay, so this only exists for secant, cosecant, and also it can happen with cotangent and tangent. But once you see this, you know this is dne. So if you get sine of 180 is 0, then cosecant is dne. Okay, on to the next one. So cotangent of negative 7 pi over 3. Well, this angle is not on the unit circle, right? But if we can find a coterminal angle that is, then we can think of that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add, I would add 6 pi over 3, but I know that actually is still going to leave me with a negative angle. So I'm going to add, instead, remember you can add any multiple of 2 pi. So I'm going to add 4 pi, which up here you're looking at is 4 pi is actually 12 pi over 3. Okay, so that's going to give me 5 pi over 3. So what that's telling me is that cotangent, now remember cotangent, cotangent of an angle is actually x divided by y. Okay, so you know that. That's x divided by y. So I'm going to go down now to what cotangent of 5 pi over 3 is and find that. So I go and I look here and I have my angle 5 pi over 3 and I have x divided by y. So 1/2 over negative square root of 3 over 2. So I'm going to go ahead and write this, but I'm going to simplify it. All right, remember these 2's are always just going to cancel out. So the 2's cancel out and you're left with negative 1 over square root of 3. Now you can leave your answer like that. That is totally fine. A lot of times you will see the answer simplified or with the denominator rationalized, and that would look like this. Negative square root of 3 over 3. Either one that I've boxed here would be a suitable way to write your final answer. Okay, one more here. Let's look at tangent of 17 pi over 6. Well, this one we have another issue, and that's that 17 pi over 6 doesn't work because we need to subtract 2 pi in order to get to an angle that we can use. Well, tangent of 5 pi over 6 now we know is coterminal with 17 pi over 6. So I'm going to look and find tangent of 5 pi over 6. And remember, tangent of an angle is just y over x, right? That's why cotangent is the reciprocal is x over y. So tangent is y over x, so I'm going to find tangent of 5 pi over 6. I'm going to go down to my unit circle here, and I got y divided by x, right? 1/2 divided by negative square root of 3. So this one actually has the same answer as the one above it, but it's a different angle. So I'm going to have my y again is positive 1/2, and then my denominator is my x value, which is negative square root of 3 over 2. So again, you can just write your final answer here. The 2's cancel out. You can write your final answer as negative 1 over square root of 3, or you could write it as negative square root of 3 over 3. Keep in mind, when we do that, all we're doing here is saying if I multiply the top and bottom of this fraction by square root of 3, it simplifies to negative square root of 3 over 3. And now we're done with these 4.